It's the best part right here. Coming up. So, I'm going to explain this in layers. So, the first two videos on this subject detailing the first two principles of sustained equilibrium: subjective experience and systematic forgetting. I'm going to go back to subjective experience a little bit and say a couple things about that. That these ugly feelings that everyone has, some people more than others, but everyone has them. I have some nasty ones. Are to be used as anchors. By using them as anchors, you are not suffering passively. You are experiencing pain, but you're not suffering passively. Okay? No one's going to take away your meteorology, your inner meteorology. It's there to stay. Mine is. Nothing in my experience has ever gotten rid of it. These ugly feelings inside. Therefore, if they're not going anywhere, something must be done with them. And the only thing to do with them is to use them actively, to use them instead of having them use you, to use them actively like ore that you dig up from the ground, coal or something like that. It's the most abundant resource. Suffering or pain. Suffering, pain is clean sensation, virginal sensation. Suffering is pain mixed with thought. It's like pain is like pure protein. It's like chicken meat. It's like chicken breast. Thought in pain is like mixing carbs with that chicken breast, like fried, like KFC breading on it. Fucks it up. It makes the brain fat and obese and gross. I've been there. So, and to have the patience, coffee cups in. Patience with myself, one moment to the next. Systematic forgetting. I'm already lodged in the sensations of my body and mind. Systematic forgetting. When a thought appears in my head, just like this lighter appears in my hand, my magic hand, I make a movement, a gentle movement. I push it out of my mind, go quickly to the next one. Nothing sticks. See, your interest, you'll want it. A thought advertises itself, especially if it's a good one. Be that fish swimming in the ocean, and he sees worms. He sees bait, big chunks of fresh meat, and he's swimming, and he sees his buddy. He eats one. He's like, "Oh, that was good." And he swims some more. "Oh my God, that was good!" Right? And then he watches his buddy. He goes for the third one. "Holy shit, that was the best!" Then he watches his buddy go to the fourth one. "Oh!" And he vanishes. He's fucked. He's dinner for somebody else. Well, be that fish that sees that, and no matter how attractive that bait is, there's a hook inside of each one of them. In each chunk of meat and each worm, delicious. There's a hook. See, nothing in the world stickier, nothing in this universe stickier than a thought. It wants to stick other thoughts to it. But see, now the third principle of sustained equilibrium is equilibrium points in one's environment. Now, in the endeavor of staying in the present moment at all times, it is necessary not only to practice on the interior, it is also extremely important to practice in one's environment. Okay? Equilibrium points in one's environment. What do I mean by equilibrium points in one's environment? If you notice behind me, there are objects on the wall. Okay? Each one of those objects can be used as an equilibrium point in my environment. Okay? So, in order to stay in the present moment, I'm anchored in my body with subjective experience. I'm anchored in the present. I'm not getting led astray by thoughts, by tributaries, by all this stuff. I'm anchored in the present cognitively because I'm systematically forgetting as I go along. And now I turn to my environment. I have realized the absolute necessity of being spatially oriented at all times, which is to say that wherever, okay, you know, like in Top Gun, when Tom Cruise was trying to get the Russian MiG on missile lock, right? I can't get him on missile lock, right? Goose or whatever, right? Right? And he's like this, and like he's trying to get it, right? And then that beautiful moment when it locks, missile lock. Beep. Okay? That missile lock thing, beep. That is the equilibrium point. That is in the center of our vision. Our eyes come to rest on something naturally. In the center of my vision right now, there's a little speck on my laptop. That is an equilibrium point. What do I do with an equilibrium point? I'm looking at it and I'm aware of my awareness of looking at it. I'm aware of my awareness looking at that equilibrium point, that speck right there. Anything can be used as an equilibrium point. Okay? When you're talking to somebody, the gleam in their eyes can be used as an equilibrium point. I do it all the time. Now, when I'm looking at this equilibrium point, this spot on my laptop, it is not enough to be aware of my awareness of it. I do something else. Blinking. Think about this. On my laptop, I click. Click. I got clickers right here. Clickers. I look at the equilibrium point. I'm aware of my awareness of it. And you know what I do? That's a spot right there on my equilibrium point. This is what I do. I'm looking at it and I go, spot. I blink, I click on it, and I say the name of the equilibrium point. So if I'm looking at this sock that I have hung up on the wall, that's one does. I look at it and I blink and I say sock inside my head. Sock. Now, the next time I need to blink, I have to say an equilibrium point. I have to identify an equilibrium point. So my eyes are going to get tired, or they're going to start to burn because I haven't blinked in a while. So I need to find an equilibrium point. It can be the sock again, or it can be another one. It can go back to this spot. And I look at the spot and I say, spot, in my mind. I don't let myself blink unless I'm on an equilibrium point and I'm saying the name. Okay? It's kind of like, it is exactly like a whale swimming in the ocean. Okay? I'm underwater with my eyes open and not blinking. He's underwater, and then his lungs start to burn. He realizes I need to go up for some air. just like my eyes are starting to burn because I need to blink. So the whale goes up to the surface and he breathes, takes a breath. Well, in order for me to relieve this burning in my eyes, I have to look at this spot right here, my equilibrium point, and be cognizant and say, spot. When I first started doing this, it feels like you're in a straitjacket or something. You're like, fuck, man, I gotta blink, man. And like I would look at an object and I'm like, what is the, I'm concentrating, it's so difficult. And I'm like, what is that called? What is that called? What is that called? Oh, it's a dog. Yeah. And then I blink, dog.